Hey guys, so today I have swatches of the I Love Nail Polish Summer 2017 collections. There are 13 polishes here altogether. There are 6 in the Summer 2017 collection, and then there are 7 polishes that are the Summer Jellies collection. So these are available right now, so I will link the website down below. 13 polishes altogether, and I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is from the Summer 2017 collection, and this is called Birthday Suit. This is a nude crelly base with that scattered silver holographic. So here's one coat. So this one is very sheer and a little bit streaky on the first coat. Good formula on this one though. So here is 2 coats. And this one actually builds up pretty well, and it's a lot more even on the second coat. I do have a good amount of nail line showing though, so I'm going to need 3. So here is 3 coats. So 3 coats doesn't quite cover that nail line up completely, but it is very, very minor. And the flakies that are in here dry relatively smooth, and they are pretty easy to remove. So that is 3 coats of Birthday Suit. The next polish is called Beach House, and this is a kind of aqua holographic with those scattered silver holographic flakes in there as well. So here is 1 coat. So this one is a bit sheer on the first coat. Good formula on this one though, really easy to apply. So here's 2 coats. So I can still see my nail line a little bit on the second coat. I'm going to do a third, but that is me being really picky. I think a lot of people will be able to get away with 2 with this one. And those flakies, it will again dry relatively flat. So here is 3 coats. So 3 coats does cover this completely, but I do still want to say again that that third coat was me being really picky. So that is 3 coats of Beach House. So the next polish is called Citrus Punch, and this is a pink with a really strong orangey gold shimmer and that scattered silver holographic. So here is 1 coat. This one is also a bit sheer on that first coat. The formula on this is pretty good. It feels like if you do too thick of a coat, it will run a little bit down to the sides of the nail, but not terrible. So here's 2 coats. And you can see the pink is starting to build up here, and that gold shimmer stands out really nicely. I do still have some pretty significant nail line, so I'm going to do a third coat. So here's 3 coats. And 3 coats does cover completely on this one. And again, those flakies do lay relatively flat. Every once in a while, I've noticed with the flakies that are in these polishes, you'll get 1 or 2 that stick up a little, like the tiniest bit. So obviously I still recommend top coat, but it is a very, very minor. So that is 3 coats of Citrus Punch. The next polish is called Daydreamer, and this is a lighter pink. There is some holographic something in there, but it has these really reflective silver flakes as well, and so I can see the rainbow reflecting of whatever is holographic, but I couldn't tell you what it actually is because these silver flakes distract from the actual shape of the holographic so much. So here is 1 coat. And this one is a bit sheer, but it covers pretty well on that first coat. It's mainly those silver flakes that are building it up. Good formula on this one, and you can see how incredibly sparkly and reflective this is. So here's 2 coats. And this one covers completely into those silver flakes that are in there are packed so densely that they actually give a ton of coverage in 2 coats. They will not stick to the nail like a glitter, but they will stick to the skin when you try to remove them. So that is 2 coats of Daydreamer. The next polish is called After Party, and this is a really dark purpley blue jelly base with a ton of that scattered silver holographic. So here is 1 coat, and this is a jelly base, so it is a bit sheer on that first coat. Good formula on this one though. I think too thick of a coat and it's going to gather at the sides of the nail, but it shouldn't be a huge problem. So here's 2 coats. So this one is still a little sheer on that second coat. It is a jelly. So I have a little bit of nail line, but it's mainly just lighter spots where you can tell that it's not completely even. So here's 3 coats. And 3 coats does cover completely. It doesn't change the color too much, deepens it a little bit, but it was mainly just to cover up those few lighter spots. And the flakies in here are going to dry relatively smooth, and they will be easy to remove. So that is 3 coats of After Party. The next polish is called Wanderlust, and this is a pinky purple with a pink shimmer and that scattered holographic. So here is one coat. And this one is a bit sheer on that first coat. Looking at it in the bottle at very extreme angles, it looks like that pink shimmer might have a little bit of a gold shift to it as well. And good formula on this one. So here is two coats. And I do still have a couple of light spots on that second coat where there is just not quite an even coverage. I do think a lot of that is my application though, and it is very, very close to covering in two for me, so I think most people will probably only need two coats. So here is three coats. So three coats does cover completely on this one. I do feel like it deepens up the color a little bit. And again, those silver flakies that are in there will dry relatively flat, and you shouldn't need to scrub to get them off the nail. So that is three coats of Wanderlust. So the next 7 polishes are starting the Summer 2017 Jellies collection, which is technically a different collection than the last 6. This first polish is called Misbehaving, and this is a pretty bright pink with that scattered holographic. So here is one coat. So this one is sheer on the first coat. These are all jellies, so they're all going to be a bit sheer. Good formula on this though, and it does cover pretty evenly. So here is two coats. That bright pink color on this one is actually building up really nicely on that second coat, but obviously I can still see some nail line. And again, like a broken record, these flakes do dry pretty flat and they will be easy to get off of the nail. So here is three coats. So three coats doesn't really deepen the color too much, and it really doesn't change the amount of nail line that's showing that much either. It does make it a little less noticeable, but it is still there. Not terrible, but there a little bit. So that is three coats of Misbehaving. The next polish is called Someday, and this is a kind of yellowy green jelly base with that scattered holographic. So here's one coat. So this one is also pretty sheer on that first coat and a little bit uneven. Good formula on this one. So here is two coats. So two coats is starting to build up that color a bit. It is jelly, so obviously I can still see my nail line. It does seem to really even out the coverage though. Where the first coat was a little bit uneven, it evens out with the second coat. So here is three coats. So with the third coat here, it doesn't really change the depth of the color too much, and it doesn't, covers the nail line a little bit more. But the main thing I noticed with the third coat is how it adds another layer of flakies, and the flakes look much more dense in two coats, or in three coats versus two. So that is three coats of Someday. The next polish is called Sunkissed, and this is a red jelly base with that scattered holographic. So here is one coat. And this one is also sheer on that first coat. Good formula on this one, and it looks like it covers pretty evenly as well. So here is two coats. So like the other ones, that base is actually building up pretty well by the second coat. And I haven't mentioned this yet, though it's probably obvious, but all of these dry very shiny. So here's three coats. And three coats actually covers the nail line pretty well on this one. You can see it a little bit, but you have to look pretty hard. And it does deepen that color as well. So that is three coats of Sunkissed. The next polish is called Surfboard, and this is an aqua blue jelly base with that scattered holographic. So here is one coat. So this one is also sheer on that first coat. I don't know what that little piece of black is in there, but I'm going to take that off the nail. Formula is pretty good. It's still a little bit uneven. This feels a little bit thinner than the other ones. If I do too thick of a coat, it feels like it would run a little bit. So here's two coats. So the color is starting to build up on this one, but it's still pretty sheer. I'm going to go ahead and add that third coat, though I don't think my nail line is going to be completely covered on this even with three. So here is three coats. So three coats does cover the nail line a little bit more with this one. And actually looking at it, it's not as noticeable as I thought it would be. It's still there if you're, pretty much with all of these polishes, it's still there if you're really looking for it, but it's not very obvious at all. So that is three coats of Surfboard. The next polish is called Hide and Seek, and this is an emerald green jelly base with that scattered holographic. So here's one coat. And this one is still sheer, but it is a darker color, so it's a little bit more saturated than the other ones have been. The formula is good on this one. It covers mostly even. There are still a couple of lighter spots. So here is 2 coats. So I can still see my nail line a bit on that second coat, but it is building up pretty well. And again, these do dry shiny. That second coat also seems to have evened out those light spots that I had. So here is 3 coats. So I do have a little bit of nail line, again, showing after 3 coats with this one, but it is very, very minor. But I think if you have much longer nails than mine, or if the white of your nail is a lot whiter than mine, it might be a lot more obvious of a nail line. So that is 3 coats of Hide and Seek. The next polish is called Good Vibes, and this is a cobalt blue jelly base with that scattered holographic. So here is 1 coat, and this one is a bit sheer on that first coat. Good formula on this one, and it does feel, again, because it's a little bit darker of a color, that it's got considerably more color on the first coat than some of the other jellies have. So here's 2 coats, and the color actually builds up really well on this, on the second coat, and just a little bit of nail line showing. So I am going to add that third. This polish also has that really skunky, funky blue smell that some blues and purples can get. So here is 3 coats. And this one does cover completely in 3. Even looking at it closely, I can't pick out any nail line. And this will dry shiny and smooth because those are flakes and not glitter. So that is 3 coats of Good Vibes. And the last polish is called Cityscape, and this is a black jelly base with scattered holographic. So here is 1 coat. And it's black, so it's the darkest shade you can get. It is considerably more opaque than the other jellies. Good formula on this one as well. It does feel a little bit thicker than the rest of them, but not too thick. So here is 2 coats. And this one does cover completely in 2. I have no light spots or any nail line showing. And again, like all the other ones, these flakes will dry smooth and they will be pretty easy to remove. They might stick to the skin a little bit because they are so light, but you won't have to scrub them off the nail. So that is 2 coats of Cityscape. So Citrus Punch is definitely going to be my favorite. You guys know that I really, really like that mix of pink and gold shimmer. I'm not really a big pink wearer aside from certain shades, but I like any kind of pink mixed with gold shimmer. Actually, I just got the Naked Heat palette and there was a pink and gold shimmer shadow in there, which is on my eyes today. I really, really love that mix together. So Citrus Punch is by far my favorite. So those are the 2 new collections from I Love Nail Polish for summer 2017. Again, I will link that website down below so you guys can check those out. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.